Welcome to Independent Voice, where we're transforming journalism with real talk. Here's our weekly news roundup. The new minority in charge of the United States is still trying to hijack the majority, most of who are very content to allow the MAGA movement to implode, because for the leaders of the United States of America, we are great, always have been, and always will be great. Only uneducated people who are disempowered to make a better life for themselves think the United States is not great. The first step in creating the world you want to live in is to be realistic about what the lay of the land currently is. The National Literacy Institute published the following statistics. 21% of adults are illiterate in 2024, and 54% have a literacy rate below sixth grade level. We must encourage people to read and learn more, even if it's on their phones. Each of us needs to take the first step in becoming greater. Religious extremism, both home and abroad, must be checked. Abroad, this results in prohibiting education for women and girls. In the US, it means removing science that contradicts religious stories from the curriculum and banning books whose values people don't agree with from school libraries. It always surprises me how many values international terrorists and the religious right have in common. One vital thing Christians do want is peace, since it's a central part of the religion. When we talk about censorship, there's a distinction to be made between wanting misinformation removed and leaving it up for all to see. Lies should be ripped down. When we have so many uneducated and illiterate people who lack reasoning skills to discover the truth for themselves, it's about learning. It's curious that libraries, museums, and education might be funded at the federal level. Will state, local, and private sources fill the gap? It remains to be seen. Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez shared the stage at the Fighting Oligarchy events last weekend. Stops on this nationwide tour include Las Vegas and cities in Colorado and Arizona. Tens of thousands of people attended, held in districts that Republicans narrowly won in the last election. The target was, of course, the billionaires influencing the U.S. government, which is created to work for all the people, and a call for support for Democrats who fight for the working class. It's impossible to miss the reports of vandalism of Tesla cars, but we prefer to let karma play out. If the cars run well and are a good investment, people will still want to buy them and they will survive. Some more independent news reporters to watch: The Midas Touch, Cleo Abraham, The Intercept featuring Glenn Greenwald, and more. Their writing is worth a read, especially if you don't agree with it. In the Christian Science Monitor's Values Story section, under the topic of compassion, there's an article about the most prominent Islamic scholar in the Palestinian enclave who said Hamas failed to keep its fighters away from the homes of defenseless Palestinian civilians, or in effect, to use innocent people as shields against Israeli attacks on Hamas positions purposely placed in or under civilian buildings. That reason could triumph over ignorance and violence gives us hope. Shout out to all the amazing reporting from these vetted, verified, and fact-checked sources of news reporting. Still, as far as we can see, the websites and online presence of traditional news outlets are still mostly the only sources for any real substantiated reporting of news. We're here for giving an independent voice to all through uncensored, decentralized media, however, so be sure to send any new news orgs who fact-check in a bibliography our way. Thank you for watching. Ciao!